And joining me today is head coach of the Liberty men's and women's disc golf team, Steve Bowman. Steve, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Oh, it's great. Thanks, Hayden.
So let's go back and talk about just this whole season. I know this is obviously not the way you wanted to start off a fresh, brand new season, and I know it was really difficult to kind of get people so prepared for what, could happen, what couldn't happen. So talk to me about just the perseverance of the team to get through this year and get through the fall, and of course, be prepared for the spring because you guys did have such a really packed spring season.
It really was, yeah. I mean, I remember having conversations with the team back in September going, hey, we're going to plan for the best and hope for the best and pray for the best and act as if we've got to have a full season and Lord willing at that point, that's what our goals and everything we're oriented for that. Obviously with the COVID and everything, the influx of disc golfers in the world grew immensely. It was something that you could do outside, you could do spread out. And so we saw that through tryouts. And so we had a large team. We had to create a whole nother level of a team just to accommodate the interest. And so all of that was new too. So not only did we have the uncertainty, we had the masses wanting to play disc golf, which was great. As a coach, you want to see that growth and see the experience with the team kind of develop that way. And so, yeah, it was tough to motivate, for 3-4 months in the fall, not having any tournaments, everything kind of being closed as far as that, but being able to practice, being able to be a team, that was huge. That was nice because we had such a young team. We had a lot of just freshmen, sophomores that were new to it, hadn't experienced a lot of that scene of collegiate disc golf, so it was good that we had that time to spend together.
One of the big things was that obviously your team is really good at coming together and they really have a really strong family bond from what I've been able to see from the years of working with you. Talk to me about that as it led into the spring season and you guys just doing really well at some really strong tournaments, of course hosting your annual flamethrower here. Usually that takes place in the fall, but due to COVID it was here in the spring and it was right before you guys went to nationals. So talk about that and just the ability to have that even safely here at Liberty.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we have to be close-knit because they left after Thanksgiving and we didn't see them until the end of January. So that was the longest break I think we'd ever had where the student athlete was gone for so long. And so they were a driven team. They were motivated because they knew we had a heavy spring coming up. So that was nice that we carried on a lot of conversations, a lot of dialogue and workouts for them while they were gone in that process. And it worked out well, but it is hard to be gone for that long. I mean, even the normal Christmas break and semester flip is long enough anyways when you've got a season that carries into both semesters. So that was interesting and a different dynamic when they're so young. But they were motivated. They're a very competitive team. They're very, like you said, just a close-knit group. They love hanging out together. They were traveling to do tournaments where, tournaments were open and being a part of that. So they were willing to go, 4, 5, 6 hours to play in tournaments together. So that was really neat to see them, really combine and get in that environment without the school structure around it. So that was really neat so that we were stronger once we got back because we were at NC State. We had our home tournament. We actually canceled on the Clemson trip because it was just so much stacking up and just the travel and all that the stuff that they had going on. It just lended to the bigger expenses, having to get the bigger buses to spread out and stuff like that. So, but we were valued to get some things done at the home campus where traveling on that trip, put money towards that. So it was really good for that, and they were excited for that to happen.
Well, unlike most teams, the disc golf team did get to compete at their national tournament, and you had two successful flight team walk away with second place, and obviously you guys had a really strong showing there. So talk to me about that just to kind of end your season on what I still think is a really high note for the team, just because they worked really hard and got to that point.
It was. I mean, yeah, to be able to compete and to have that come to whereas in 2019 we were the last tournament in and then they canceled and we didn't get that event. And so we were really excited to be in that moment where here we are, we're going to go, the expectations of the 2020 group that didn't get it, and here we are 2021. Everything looks good. We got our reservations. The buses are picking us up, and we're going. So it was more of a reality like, okay, we're here. Like we didn't really look that far ahead because we didn't want to have that crushing if we didn't go again. And we knew a lot of teams other sports were canceling out again. And so we were thankful to be there. And yeah, you look at the scores. I looked back at them a couple weeks ago, and our top flight was 3 strokes out of winning. That's doing well on one hole in 4 rounds. That, to me, is so close to being on that precipice of everything we've practiced. And how do we not get to that one hole, And they were feeling that. The bus ride home was was quiet because everybody was really, and even our Division III flight, those guys were pushing hard and ended up finishing down below where they were in a run for the hunt, and the other team just surpassed them. And those are just hard things. You look at that and good building moments and good character moments, because we lost by such a little amount, but we were right there. And that's tough for a coach to relay to a team on that 4-hour bus ride back home when it's like nobody won. We all lost by just a little bit. How do we fix this? Yeah.
Well, as you look towards a new semester and obviously a new season, your team obviously grows every single year. Your tryouts are getting bigger. You've got people who were interested early on in coming here and being a part of this program. So talk to me about what you've got going on for the disc golfers this summer, maybe some workouts that they're going to be doing, some training they're going to have, and then also what you're looking forward to in this new season.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we're going to continue to grow because it's still one of the bigger sports that people are still doing while they're still feeling, like they need to be separated from people. And so, it's good to see that there's more tournaments coming back into play with everything opening back up. But, the sport itself, I don't think ever really died down. It probably got bigger, and that's hard for just companies. That's hard for tournament directors. That's hard for me as a coach and my assistant coach to be able to understand, our what we're looking for is now out there in masses. And so as we kind of hone that in, really, really encourage our guys that are back, and they're asking for it. That's the cool part. They want things to do while they're back at home. They're asking for workouts. They're asking for a regiment to be ready to go when they come in because they know they were that close. And so when you have a team that's that strong-willed, when they come back in and all the new guys are there, that's what really challenges our team to be successful and stay where we are every year, because the new guys coming in have this reproach from the guys that have been there that this is what it takes. We're this close. We've got to get over that hump. And once we do, I feel like it's just going to be like, okay, we're going to be up there even at the top for a long time, because that's the mentality we have in practice. That's the mentality they have when they're at home.
Well, Steve, we appreciate you coming and sitting down with us. We're obviously very proud of you and your team this season. I know it was hard to push through, but you guys ended your season really well. We're definitely looking forward to what's going to happen as you start preparing for this new season, this upcoming fall. And of course, we hope to come out and join you maybe one day this summer.
Definitely. Love to have you. You've been there before, so we'll have you back. You're welcome anytime. Thank you for just this opportunity to share what we're doing, and thank you guys for your support.